1937. John Steinbeck writes a 107-page book. From that day to this, millions of people have read it, and they all cry. Why? Because this book is your story, my story, all of our stories. Two friends, one dream, one tragedy. Lennie is a giant man with a mental disability. George is his small but smart friend. Both are farmhands. Both are poor. Both have a dream. One day we'll have our own farm. We'll raise rabbits. We'll be free. But this world doesn't allow for dreams. Today I'm going to tell you about Of Mice and Men, and I'll explain why we all ended up crying. Are you ready? Bring the tissues. Chapter 1. Lennie and George. An impossible friendship. The story begins like this. George Milton and Lennie Small are camping by a river. They are going to a new job. They will work on a farm. But there is a problem. Lennie. Lennie is a giant of a man. Strong, but mentally disabled. His mental age is that of a 5- or 6-year-old child, and Lennie has a problem. He loves to touch soft things. He touches a mouse, but he holds it too tightly. The mouse dies. He touches a dog. He pets it too hard. The dog dies. Lennie doesn't want to kill. He just wants to love, but he can't control his strength. George protects him, because Lennie has no one else. If George isn't there, Lennie is alone. Maybe he'll be locked up in a mental hospital. The two are constantly running away. Because Lennie makes a mistake somewhere, people get angry and they have to run away. Their last escape. In a town, Lennie touched a girl's dress. The girl screamed. The townspeople wanted to lynch him, shouting, "Rape!" George and Lennie ran away. Now they're going to a new farm. And what does George say to Lennie? "Lennie, listen to me. One day we'll have our own farm. You'll feed the rabbits. I'll grow vegetables. No one will tell us what to do. We'll be free." Lennie smiles. "I'll feed the rabbits, George." "Yes, Lennie, but only if you're careful. If you don't cause trouble." This scene breaks your heart, because Lennie is pure, innocent. He knows no evil. He just loves his friend. He loves rabbits. And George? George is tired. But he doesn't abandon Lennie, because Lennie would be lost without him. This impossible friendship, impossible dream. Chapter 2. Life on the farm. New hope. Old fear. George and Lennie arrive at the farm. The boss asks, "Why are you two traveling together? Everyone works alone." George lies. "Lennie is my cousin. He got kicked in the head when he was a kid. I look after him." The boss is suspicious, but accepts it. There are other workers on the farm. Candy. Old, missing one hand, lonely. He has an old dog with him. Slim. The most respected worker on the farm. Smart, kind. Curly. The boss's son. Short, aggressive, a boxer. Always looking for a fight. Curly's wife. No name, just Curly's wife. Young, beautiful, lonely, flirts, seeks attention. George warns Lennie, "Stay away from Curly. Stay away from Curly's wife. Don't cause trouble." Lennie promises. One day the workers are on break. George, Lennie, and Candy are talking. George says again, "One day we'll have our own ranch. Rabbits, vegetables, freedom." Candy asks, "Can I come too? I have $600. I'll give it to you. I just don't want to die alone." George does the math. "We have $300. You have $600. That's $900 total. If we work one more month, we'll have $1,000. The farm costs $600. For the first time, it's real. The dream is no longer just a dream. In 1 month, it will be real. Lennie is excited. I'll feed the rabbits. Red and blue rabbits. Candy laughs. George smiles. For the first time, there is hope. But this world does not allow for hope. Chapter 3. The collapse begins. Death and violence. The first tragedy, Candy's dog. The old dog can no longer walk. It stinks. The workers are uncomfortable. Carlson, another worker, says, "Let's shoot this dog. It's suffering." Candy resists. "No, he's my friend. We've been together for years." But Carlson insists. The others join in. He's suffering. It's better if he dies. Candy silently gives in. Carlson takes the dog outside. Candy lies in bed. He doesn't cry, but his eyes are empty. Steinbeck is saying something here. You're old. You're useless. You'll be killed. The second tragedy, Lennie and Curly. Curly sees Lennie, a giant of a man. Curly is short. Curly is angry. Curly comes over and hits Lennie. "You looking at me?" Lennie is terrified. He does nothing. He just looks for George. "George, help!" Curly keeps hitting him, in the face, in the stomach. George yells, "Lennie, hit him!" Lennie grabs Curly's hand and breaks it. Curly screams. His hand is torn apart. Bones are broken. Slim, the smart worker, intervenes. "Curly, you won't tell anyone. Otherwise, everyone will find out you were beaten by a giant. Shame." Curly agrees. He'll say, "My hand got caught in the machine." But the damage is done. Lennie is dangerous now. Curly wants revenge. George is scared. But the dream is still alive. The farm in a month. Rabbits. Freedom. Chapter 4. The final tragedy. The accident and death. It was Sunday. Everyone was in town. Lennie was alone in the barn. Slim had given him a puppy. Lennie was playing with the puppy, but he was petting it too hard. The puppy dies. Lennie panics. "George will be angry. He won't let me feed the rabbits." Just then, Curly's wife arrives. Alone. Sad. Seeking attention. She approaches Lennie. "Why are you sad?" Lennie. "I killed the puppy. George will be angry." Woman. "It's just a puppy. Don't be sad." The woman mentions her hair. "My hair is very soft. Would you like to touch it?" Lennie. "No, George said I should stay away from you." Woman. "You can touch it, it's okay." Lennie touches her hair. Soft. Lennie loves soft things. He holds it too tightly. Woman. "Let go! You're hurting me!" She screams. Lennie is scared. "Shut up! George will get mad! Shut up!" He puts his hand over the woman's mouth. He tries to silence her. The woman struggles. Lennie holds her tighter. "Shut up!" The woman dies. Her neck breaks. Lennie runs away in panic. Chapter 5. Final scene, the most painful death. Candy finds the body. He screams. Curly is furious. "That bastard killed my wife! I'll lynch him!" The workers arm themselves. They go to look for Lennie. George knows. If they find Lennie, they will torture and kill him. George knows where Lennie went. The place they agreed on at the beginning of the book. The riverbank. George goes there. Lennie is there. Scared. Crying. "George, I did something bad again. I won't be able to feed the rabbits, will I?" George sits down. Calm. "No, Lennie, you'll feed the rabbits." Really, George? Yes. Now close your eyes. Imagine. Tell me about our farm. Slow, sad music. Lennie closes his eyes. He smiles. We'll have our farm. I'll feed the rabbits, red and blue rabbits. You'll plant vegetables. No one will tell us what to do. George pulls the gun from behind him. Lennie continues talking. And we'll be free, George. Won't we? George, eyes teary. Yes, Lennie. We'll be free. Lennie falls. George drops the gun. He sits down. He doesn't cry. He just stares blankly. The workers arrive. Slim touches George's shoulder. You did the right thing. But George doesn't answer. Because George killed his best friend. Because the dream is dead. Because hope is dead. Conclusion. Why are we all crying? Why does this book make everyone cry? Because Lennie is all of us. Lennie is pure, clean. He just wants to be loved. But the world is too cruel to him. Because George is all of us. George is tired. He has a dream. But the dream is impossible. And in the end, he kills his dream with his own hands. Because Candy is all of us. We are getting old. We are becoming useless. The thing we love most is being taken away from us. Because Curly's wife is all of us. She doesn't even have a name. Just someone's wife. Lonely. She wants to be seen, but she dies. Steinbeck's message is this. The world is full of lonely people. Everyone has a dream, but no one can achieve their dream. Why? Because the system crushes us. Poverty crushes us. Loneliness crushes us. Life crushes us. Lennie couldn't keep the rabbit. George couldn't buy a farm. Candy lost his dog. Curly's wife couldn't become an actress. They all lived alone. They all died alone. Why did Steinbeck call the book Of Mice and Men? Because Robert Burns wrote a poem. The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. Lennie's plan, to feed rabbits. George's plan, to be free. Both were ruined. What are your plans? How many were ruined? How many dreams died? It's 2025. But the story is still the same. How many Lennies are there? Innocent but oppressed. How many Georges are there? Tired but fighting. How many Candies are there? Old but seen as useless. How many nameless women are there? Invisible, insignificant. Steinbeck wrote this in 1937. But it's still true today. Because the world hasn't changed. People are still lonely. Dreams are still dying. Maybe that's the real tragedy. We know the dream won't come true. But we keep dreaming anyway. Because if we don't dream, we can't live. Did Of Mice and Men make you cry? Which character were you? Lennie? George? Candy? Write in the comments. Let's share. And subscribe. Because classic literature isn't just books. It's life itself. See you in the next video. Read. Feel. Cry.